Hey there everyone, and welcome to Vespa's Test. After the last game and all of the math I had to endure, I wanted to do something a little more casual? Question mark? Listen, based on the descriptions, I don't know if I would necessarily describe this as casual, but less gameplay heavy. Like, you know what I mean. This is basically, as far as I'm aware, a kind of like a personality test visual novel sort of thing. And people in their reviews say it's really good, it's really cool, the art's cool, and it is free, so, I mean, what is there to complain about, you know? I know it might remind people of the game, like the test games, which I have not played. I plan on playing those, but let's just start. The sounds. Oh, I love it. Okay. Night has fallen in Zanzar, city of sapphires. Heavy, humid air gives way to cool and tempered streets. J? I just noticed the arrow has a J? Can I skip with J? But here, after dark, they are far from empty. I can! I've just been pressing enter. Okay. The tale of construction and the laughs of the natives alike sound through the lonely alleyways. Following a tip from a friend, you make your way to one such alley, tucked between the slums and skyscrapers. A sign reads, Vespa's Divining. The rest is in the local language, and is illegible. Determined not to waste the journey here, you take a deep breath and enter the tent. Whoa. If I walked in and this happened, oh, I'd assume I'm being sent on a quest. Oh, I'm actually the chosen one. This is sick. English, yes. As I thought. Don't be shy. Please, sit. Was there always a chair behind you? This is so cool! Wait! Oh my god. Comfortable? Wonderful. I've been expecting you, of course. My name is Vespa. But of course, you already knew that, didn't you? You're also about to tell me you're here for a personality test, correct? You want to know what's holding you back. Don't look so puzzled. Whether you knew it or not, it's why you came here. Though I realize maybe you weren't aware. In that case, I believe formalities are due, yes? It is my job, my duty, to see the future, whispered by all the stars in the sky. Is what I would say if this were any other night. But tonight, well, let's just say it's not that kind of night. I'll be honest. Divining is an old magic. Very old. One of the first, in fact. Ancient people grasping features that are now themselves ancient. And for every age, people search for different answers. Yesterday's gossip of kings becomes today's prayers for the stock market. Do I look like someone who can predict the stock market? Yep. My point is, I've seen hundreds, maybe thousands, sit across from me in that very spot, hoping to make sense of the unknowable. To put one foot in the dark. But I wonder, Felishka, though it may not be my place anymore, whether the present can be seen as well. You know what I mean, don't you? Well, okay, first impressions, this is sick as fuck. This is awesome. Oh my god. What did I say in my last video? I'm a sucker for pixel art. I love this aesthetic. That whole opening sequence was so sick. I love the sounds. It's very Undertale to me. This is so fucking cool. Girly pop, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what we're talking about. Then allow me to illuminate. Please do. I trade in perspectives, yet I cannot see people for who they are, only who they will be. If you will indulge me, I'd like to try just that. I have memorized a series of questions I'd like to ask you. I love it. I love shit like this. Ask me questions. And in doing so, perhaps I can learn more to see this thing which eludes me. The reality of each present moment and its inevitable flow to my domain. Information, you see, is a lot like darkness. The more there is, the less you see. Until eventually, there's only one sight left. And that sight will become a vision of your person that I will describe as I see. I'll focus specifically on the things that hold you back in life, patterns you may be stuck in. Whether they're true or not is for you to decide, but at the very least, it may bring a new perspective. No charge, of course. For free? Girl, how do you survive? Well then, I invite you to take a deep breath. Relax, clear your mind. Let all the worries of today and tomorrow melt away. For a short while, let it be just you and I, drifting in an endless sea of stars. Every question you should aim to answer from the truest part of your being. Though if you struggle on any particular one, ironically, your first intuition may be best trusted. Those are the instincts by which lives are lived, yes? Some of these questions may be, ça va, a bit much in terms of tone. But each one is equally important. It will help bring into view a clearer picture of this vision I wish to divine for you. For some questions, a slider will appear. Oh. The right side representing something that describes you, and the left something that does not. Understand? I see. A quick learner. I like that. Oh, and before I forget, if you miss a question, you may return to it by pressing back. Now then, I invite you to take a deep breath. Again? Let's begin. Question 1. Rubbing my little fly hands together. Oh, I'm so excited. How often do you think of death? That's the first question. Jeez, not cutting any corners. Saying it out loud, I did mention these questions were a bit morbid, didn't I? Perhaps it would have been better to start a fresh face off with something light. You know what? Never mind that one. Are we gonna wrap around? Are we gonna circle back? Instead, we'll say, how much do you enjoy the rain? See, that's a very different question. The only time I do not enjoy the rain is if I have to drive in it. So I can't say all the way, because there are, like, instances where I do not like the rain. So I would say, like, for the most part, yes. I see. It's rather popular around here, I've noticed. Water being more valuable than gold and all that. Anyway, on to the real first question. Would you rather a beautiful lie or an ugly truth? Ugly truth, dude. I'm a big honesty person. I like it when people tell me the truth, even if it might hurt my feelings. But, you know, not to go off on a tangent on, like, literally the first question, but, like, when I say ugly truth, I don't mean telling the truth in a way that will purposefully hurt the person. There is a difference between honesty and hurtful honesty. You know what I mean? Like, you can be honest even if the truth might hurt, but you can deliver it in a way that will be softer. So, I say ugly truth, but just know what I'm talking about, okay? Facing reality is a formidable task, but a noble one. This next one is unfortunate. Do you ever feel that no one could truly love the real you? I, Not necessarily. I don't, here's the thing. I don't necessarily fear that. I fear the love leaving more so. Does that make any sense? Is that understandable literally at all? No. I don't think so. Not all the way no, but no. If your most beloved loved one were to die, but they remained as a ghost, would you want that loved one to pass on to their next life? Or stay with you? Stay. That is such a bad person answer. But if my boyfriend fucking died and I found out he was a ghost, you're not going anywhere, buddy. You're staying right here. You're not leaving until I leave. I'm just saying. A romantic notion either way, really. Do you feel that you're not capable of making it on your own? No. I'm not all the way no, but like, I've been very independent pretty much my whole life. I don't necessarily mind getting help from people, but if I, like I can figure most stuff out on my own, you know? But like, there are instances where it's better to have help, so, eh. How often do you feel your world has failed you? Oh, all the time. All the time, actually. You ever been to America, bestie? Have fun there. Another one of those firm questions, no? If you were an animal, do you think you'd be an animal people like? Yeah, I'd be like a cat or something. I've said it before to so many people. They're like, if you could be any animal, what would you be? A house cat, dude. House cat with no worries, no nothing. Or like a pasture cow that its whole life is to just like eat grass. That's it. So yes. What do you think of darkness? What do you mean? That's a vague question. Just in general. In general, I'd say it's more scary than innocent. I'll keep that in mind. What next? Oh, I know. The people that you find yourself with, or drawn to, do you feel they often criticize you? Not really, no. I suppose it depends on the context. Like, criticize as in, like, if I'm making a bad decision, or they think I'm making a bad decision or something, I'd rather them bring it up to me and question it than not. You know what I mean? Like, criticize, I feel like, has two different meanings. Criticize in, like, a negative way, and criticize in more of, like, a feedback kind of way. So I'm not all the way over here. Like, because I'd rather them do it, you know? So, No, honestly, I'm kind of I'm in the middle. How often do you make your own important decisions? All the time. I make them all, dude. Unless it's something I, like, can't, you know? Like, I can't just decide to give myself a promotion at work. You know what I mean? But my own input, yeah. Actually, let's ask it the other way around. How much do you mistrust your own judgment? Pretty much never. If I'm being honest. I'm pretty confident in decisions that I make, so not really ever. It's a peculiar question when you think about it. The less you trust your own judgment, the more likely you are to answer inaccurately. When you handle the responsibilities of life, do you often feel more like a child than an adult? Yeah. Yeah. I pay bills and I do all of the, you know, like, adult things. But I don't feel like one at all. Do you often feel... Yeah. I understand. Girl? My cat just jumped up again. I love you, but leave. Do people appear and disappear in your life more than you'd prefer? Yes. Yes, actually. Yep. For some, that can be quite distressing, I've noticed. Concerning your choice of love, are you gonna ask me if I'm a... So, well, she's gonna ask me if I'm gay, right? Would you say you are drawn to those who are cold and... Oh, man. Would have been really funny if she'd asked me if I was gay. Oh, man. Would you say you are drawn to those who are cold and fail to satisfy your needs? No. My boyfriend is literally anything but cold. The man is an empathy machine, dude. He's got more feelings than anyone I've ever met. Crazy. So no. Would you rather be lost in the depths of space or the... Space. Space? 1000%. Oh my god, deep ocean scares me so much. Space. Have you ever taken an acting... Yes. She's asked... It's basically asking if I'm gay, because now she's asking if I'm a theater kid. You know... glad to hear it. Why? Would you rather never go hungry again, or never fall ill again? Ooh. That's a tough question. Here's the thing. I never get sick. I'm sick very rarely. But when I am sick, I'm like, I sure wish I wasn't. So it'd be nice for no more disease. But no more hunger? Well, does no more hunger mean that I don't ever want to eat food again? Or I just don't need to eat when I'm hungry? Because I love eating good food. But no more hunger would save me a lot of money. Honestly, probably no more disease. I don't want to risk not being not wanting to eat food, you know? How much do you worry about getting approval from all the time? All the time, girl. You asked me the right question. Every day. Do you always prioritize your own needs? Yeah? I mean, kind of. Mostly, I'd say. I don't have kids, so it's not like I have a human being that is, like, fully relying on me to supply their needs, you know? I have a cat, but she's a cat. Her needs are open closet door to take nap and be fed at 5:30. Like, that's her needs. So I'd say, like, for the most part, yes. Would you say your greatest fear involves a situation or a physical thing? A situation. Yeah. Fascinating. To be afraid of something that doesn't exist, though you live in a physical world. Speaking of, how about your greatest fantasy or desire? Is that similar? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Oh, really? It must be nice to not need it in the physical world, to experience some small part of it. Apologies, Felishka. I got off topic. Where was I? Between strength and empathy, which do you value? That's such a vague question. Because what kind of strength are we talking? Physical strength? Mental strength? Like, emotional strength? What are we talking about? I feel probably empathy. Strength is too vague. A soft-hearted one. Just make sure you know when to be strong and turn away. If the world were ending and only 10% of the population could escape to space, do you think you would deserve to be part of that 10%? In reality, probably not. Probably fucking not. Would I like to be? Sure. But but I'm not a rocket scientist or a neurosurgeon. You know what I mean? I'm just a gay guy who writes stories and plays video games. That's all. So, unless people have a great need for funny gay people, then probably not. No, I'm sorry to hear that. Though statistically, everyone would have an equal 1 in 10 chance, don't you think? No. I didn't say the 10% were necessarily the fresh of the harvest, did I? Well, you got me there. Think you've gotten the hang of these questions so far? Oh, and don't worry, I'm memorizing each and every answer. You look like you don't believe me. I suppose that's only natural. Tisk, so dry they all are. What next? Ah, now this is an interesting question. Each of us have different selves. Some we show to our family, others to our friends. Much like actors in their different roles. But each of you have a true self. How often do you hide that true self for fear it's not what people will want to see? You can't ask me something like this because it depends on the context. I don't have enough context. Who am I with? Who? How often do you hide that true self? Like what people? A stranger? Family? Friend? Like, this is not a question I can easily answer. I'm probably just gonna have to go neutral. Interesting. Have you ever worried that you'll lose control of yourself in public or go mad, even just in passing? Not really, man. No. I am way too conscious of myself in public. In a bad way. In a bad way. Truthfully. But, no. In public, I'm good. I'm not even looking at anybody for fear of someone, like, spitting on me or something. I don't know. So no. If you were to die tonight, would you have any regrets? Yes. Yeah. For sure. Next question. How tightly do you cling to the people you love? Oh, hard. Well, actually, in what context? Actually, whoa. Who am I right now? Like, what do you mean by cling? Because I'm one of those people that doesn't really have friendship decay. Like, I could talk to someone once a year and still be like, I love them. They're one of my best friends. Like, I'm just not that kind of person that keeps up with friends over text or anything constantly, like, at all. But it doesn't mean I still don't value their friendship, you know? My boyfriend, on the other hand, that's a different story. So I'm gonna say not a ton. Just because there's, yeah. Do you now? Do you ever get the feeling you don't belong anywhere? Yeah. Yeah. I see. I imagine it's a common problem among... Well, let's just say I sympathize. Is she a lesbian? Is she clocking me? I wouldn't be surprised. Come on. When others are infringing on your domain, your rights, your peace of mind... She's gotta be. She's... right? Do you ever find it difficult to assert yourself and ask for space? Yeah. Well, not... Here's the thing. I would say I'm kind of more of an extrovert because I gain a lot more, like, confidence and energy when I'm hanging out with people. So I don't really find it difficult because there's rarely a time that I feel as though I need space. And the rare occasions that I do, I don't really have an issue asking for it. So, no. Regarding your intuition, do you often have the sneaking suspicion something bad is about to happen? No. I'm very oblivious when it comes to that shit, man. I just have, like, general anxiety sometimes, but I don't have, like, intuition. I just don't. I see. Now here's a fascinating question. Do you feel that deep down you are different from others? Yeah. Yeah. I thought you might choose that. Have you ever seen or felt the presence of a ghost? No. I'm not a big supernatural person. I'm just very neutral about it all. You know what I mean? So, no. Do you believe in magic? Yeah, depends on the type. I kind of think Wi-Fi's magic, you know what I mean? Wi-Fi literally was made out of nothing. Like, it's not a physical thing. It doesn't fucking exist. How does it work? And don't answer that. I don't want to know, okay? Let me have the mystery. I can see why you'd feel that way. You know, I realize you've placed a lot of trust in me tonight. Do you worry I could be a thief? Nah. This game's free. You're not a thief. I suppose that's only natural, given the night so far. In general, however, how often do you worry about pickpockets, thieves, and home invaders? Not a lot. Sometimes. Not all the time. Yeah, I'd say more less than not. You know, what am I saying? Not really. When you make mistakes, are you hard on yourself? Yes. Oh my god, yeah. Do you often act on impulses that get you into trouble? Not really. So for this next question, I think of your mother and father. Do you fear having no one in your corner to fend for you? Specifically... Well, now I'm confused. Now you confused me. So you said in regards to my parents? Or is this in general? Why wouldn't you just say that? Not really. The next question concerns your bonds with your fellow human. Okay. Generally, do you feel misunderstood? Yeah. Yeah. Noted. If you met a clone of yourself, do you think you would get along? Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I wish I had a clone of myself, dude. Oh my god. That would be a dream. I'm gonna say so right now. Because then I'd have someone to go to all the movies I want to see with me. Someone who would watch me play video games and like the same game. So, oh my god. Yes. How good a person do you feel you are? Honestly, pretty good. I can't say all the way because I do feel as though it's a matter of perspective. But in my perspective, yeah. The question is worth more than the answer, wouldn't you agree? Is there any specific person in this world you are jealous of? Oh, so many. How resilient to despair would you say you are? Not a lot. Not a ton. How common is it for you to worry that the people you love will leave? Oh, so often. All the time, girl. All the time. I'm drinking in your answers to these questions with great interest. Each one paints you in a more vivid light. Now, where were we? Do you ever wish the flaws of the world would accelerate so that a new No. No. No, I don't wish that the world would get worse. Hello? I'm just saying. This is like anime villain type shit. Oh my god. Gato from Jujutsu Kaisen who? No. Not your thing? I suppose for some it's rather extreme. In your endeavors, does your health ever suffer by the pressure you place on yourself? Not really. Not like physical health. Mental health, sure. I'm taking it as physical health, though. So no. Not usually. Interesting. If you could permanently abolish all pain from your own body, would you? Oh my god, are you kidding? Why is that so specific? I live with chronic pain, so yes. Wouldn't you just say yes? Yes. Dude, tattoos would be so much easier. Oh my god. How isolated do you feel, Felishka? Do you feel you lack someone who truly listens and is in tune to your needs? Not really. No. I'm like, it's so hard for me sometimes to be on like one extreme to the other, depending on the question. Yeah, so like, not really. Good to know. When dealing with people, do you always remain on your guard around others? Oh my god, yeah. See, that's just one of those easy questions for me. Like, yeah. I see. When you attend a party or other social gathering, do you feel dull and uninteresting? Not... If I'm with people that, like, I enjoy being around, not really. I don't know. I become, like, a little social butterfly sometimes, man. Dude, you whip out a game of, like, Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples or something, and I'm having so much fun. So for the most part, no, I don't feel dull and uninteresting. Oh, unless it's like a party or something with substances. I don't do anything. I don't drink or do anything. That's simple. So sometimes when it is a gathering that involves that stuff, it's hard to not sort of feel a little more on the outside, I suppose, like a little more dull and like, well, here I am. I don't know. It's a weird feeling to explain. So like, if it's a party with that sort of stuff, yes. So, do you feel dull and uninteresting? Yeah. Like, sometimes. Are you too hard on yourself? Or not hard enough? Probably too hard, man. For this next question, consider those you turn to in times of hardship. Would you say these people are often unstable and unavailable? No. The choices you've made in your life, the major ones, would you say they've been made for you? No. Like, the things I've had opportunities to make choices about, no. I make my own choices. Have you ever... wait, I already asked that one. How about this? How often do you dream? Not a lot. Because this extreme tells me, like, not at all. Very rarely. I'm, like, such a heavy, intense sleeper, it's actually, a bad thing. If I have to wake up early for literally anything. So not a lot. How about the cleanliness of your spaces? Do you strive to keep everything in perfect... Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All the time. Do you long to be part of a group, but find it hard to allow others in? Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. Have you ever wished to be something other than all the time, dude. All the time. Oh my god. I've talked about this with people before. If I could be not even just like humanoid things, like a vampire or an elf, if I could be a dragon or anything like that, yes. Oh, all the time. Moving on. Do you ever feel like you're defective or flawed in some inherent way? Yeah. Yeah. It's called mental illness, isn't it? Just saying. Do you frequently get angry when you can't get what you want? I wouldn't necessarily... I like... Kind of? I wouldn't say anger is my go-to. I would say disappointment is. So, I would not say frequently, no. Would you sacrifice yourself to save your best friend? That's hard. I'm so sorry if this makes me seem like a bad person, but this is a hard question to answer. Because I don't know how I would act in that type of situation. Like, in a situation where my life was in danger and so was my best friend's, and then I would be able to make that choice. Like, I genuinely don't know how I would respond in the moment. I don't know if fight or flight would kick in. Like, that's just such a hard question to answer. I don't know. Why is this so hard? It's so hard for me to think of a situation like that I've never been in. I feel like maybe I would. I wish there was an I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I'm leaning more towards I would. Interesting. How about for a loved one? Yeah, well, isn't a best friend a loved one? Yeah? Do you think either of those people would sacrifice themselves for you? I mean... I'm debating... Yeah. I think so. That would be a crazy thing to just up and ask people. Just up and ask my bestie, hey, would you sacrifice yourself for me, actually? Because a quiz asked me... Can you imagine if I messaged her right now? That'd be so funny. Yeah. The ones you fall for, in love, do they tend to be as committed as you... Yes. Or wait, not as committed. Thank God I read that a second time. I read, do they tend to be as committed as you'd hope? And I'm like, yeah. I did not read the not. Do they tend to not be? No. Oh, really? I'll keep that in mind. What about when you intend to do something new? Do you need someone to guide you? I would love someone to guide me. I'm one of those people that I love people telling me how to do something. Oh my God. If there's like a task at work or like something in life, like if I have to, I don't know, register to vote or something, I'd love a step-by-step. I love people telling me how to do something like that, you know? So I would love for someone to guide me. I don't necessarily need them to, but I would like them to. Have you ever had a panic attack? Nervous break? Yes. This next one I can relate to. How often do you struggle getting boring or routine tasks done? That's gonna have to be a neutral for me, because it depends on the task. Yeah, it depends. Very well. How are you feeling? We're over halfway, you know. Let's keep at it. Do you ever break rules and feel like typical constraints shouldn't apply to you? Not really. Those are two different questions, I feel. Do I ever break rules? And then, do I feel like rules shouldn't apply to me? Those are two different questions. I'm really afraid of getting in trouble, so I rarely break rules at all. I don't like it. Do I feel like typical constraints shouldn't apply to me? What are we talking about? I'm just gonna say for the most part, no. If someone you care about were to pull away from you, would it make you feel desperate? Yeah. Sure would. Has your health ever suffered due to some work you were doing? What does that mean, girl? What does that mean? Due to some work I was doing? What does that mean? Neutral. I don't really know what that means. Next, for the people around your age, would you say they are more successful in their work or studies? That depends. That is such an individual question. Like, I don't know. Like, some people are. I don't know. That's neutral. I see. When you think about yourself and your ability to navigate the world, do you consider yourself generally clumsy and incapable? No. I honestly hard disagree. I feel as though I'm really not very clumsy, and I feel I'm very capable for the most part, so no. Are you a better listener or a better articulator? Listener. I know probably when I play games and stuff, I seem like a yapper. I guarantee you I'm not like that with people. I'm huge into shutting the fuck up. It's my favorite activity is just not speaking and just being quiet and just listening to other people talk. I love it so much. Like, I'll talk. If I feel like it. I'm a huge listener. Are you happy with where you are in your life? No. Not in a disparaging way. Because there are just things that I'm working on and things that I want to do that I haven't done yet. So I would say probably, am I happy? No. Now, I have my own perceptions, but do you see yourself as unattractive? Yes. Oh my god. You asked me the most solid question so far. Wait, yes. So, sometimes I just need to think about how this slider works. Yes. Very interesting. Are you currently disappointed with your love life? No. Good, good. Next, we have... How often do you ask for what you need in your relationships? Not just with your loves, but with all relationships. Do you find it at all worrisome, bothersome, or even dangerous to ask for what you need? No. How about in school? Do you think you are/were a failure? Now that's a different question. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes, yeah. Have you ever traveled? Sometimes. When you travel, do you have a sharp distaste for doing it? Yes. Oh, I have a sharp distaste for doing almost anything alone. Yeah. Very well, then. How skilled an actor would you say you are? I mean, not to toot my own horn. No. I feel that's such an interesting question because if you couldn't tell, I very much grew up a theater kid, an acting kid. And, wait a second. I just noticed her hand is crazy. She has no thumb. She's got all 5 fingers and no thumb. Wow. On her hand that's laying down, do you see that? Anyways, growing up as a theater kid, I was very, very confident in my acting, honestly. I thought it was pretty good. Not in, like, a cocky way, but in just a, like, you know, I'm gonna go into these auditions and I'm gonna do a good job, you know? Like, it was never something that I felt necessarily self-conscious of. It was always just sort of like, yeah, I have a talent for this kind of thing. Like, I worked at it, you know? And ever since getting out of high school and stuff, it's hard to tell because I haven't done it in a long time. I've just delved into voice acting, which is different. And it's hard to know if I'm good or not. It's a little difficult. So, I'm gonna say at least a little. Like, I don't think I'm bad. But am I as confident as I was when I was doing theater? No. Because I'm doing something completely different now. So, fairly. Are you now? Everyone follows an act in their daily life. No. Some deeper than others, it would seem. How often do you work to ensure what you do is perfect? Depends on the thing. Really depends on the thing. Honestly, I don't necessarily work to ensure that it's perfect because I don't necessarily think in a lot of creative endeavors you can ever truly think that what you did is perfect. Because we're our own harshest critics, you know what I mean? So, for me to write something or something, you know, I can say that I think something I've written is good and really good. But I wouldn't necessarily ever say that anything I've done is perfect. Because I just can't think of it that way. I don't know if that makes sense. So how often do I ensure what I do is perfect? Not a lot, because I just don't think that's necessarily feasible. Because you could be happy with your work, but it also is a matter of perspective. You might think it's perfect, other people might not, so I don't know. The day you lived today, the choices you made, and how it went. Have you lived this day before? Yeah. Bro, I worked today. Every fucking day is, like, the same. I had an especially horrible phone call, but, that's happened a lot, so, many times. When days begin to blur and you lose track of time, it's an odd kind of living. True. What about those closest to you? Do you assume your loved ones will eventually betray you? I wouldn't assume that, no. Am I scared of it? Yeah. But I wouldn't assume it. So do I assume? Medium. Do you believe in an afterlife? No. I don't really believe in anything. Not to get on a crazy deep topic that has a lot of nuance. But, I'm such a nonchalant kind of person. I don't necessarily disbelieve, but I don't believe, you know? I think everyone's entitled to their own stuff, as long as it's not hurting anybody. I just don't have any beliefs in that stuff on my own. Not in a bad way, but in just a neutral way. So, no. Assuming there was an afterlife, would you want to spend time there? Girl, that depends on so many factors, it's insane. What kind of afterlife are we talking about here? Are we talking about Christian heaven or hell? Are we talking about a limbo? Are we, like, what are we saying? Are we talking about reincarnation? What are we saying here? I don't know. The risk is too great. I'm gonna say no. Would you say it's better to fit in or stand out? That depends on the... I like games like this, but I feel like I'm so bad at playing, like, quizzes and stuff because I crave context. I crave context like I crave, like, Taco Bell and Baja Blast. I don't necessarily always need it, but boy do I want it. Just saying. Like, in what situation? It's hard to say in general. I'm gonna say maybe stand out. You'd rather stand out, be shiny. I can respect that. Do you find you're drawn to those who criticize or put you down? No. Nah, hard no. I would not say I am. How about this one next? Do you feel you give more to others than you get in return? No. Do I feel I give... No. Just a few more questions, and a clear picture will come into view. You've been a great guest. Now, regarding your fears. Is one of them that your faults will be exposed? No. No, not really. I'll keep that in mind. How often do you give in to the wishes of others? Do you worry if you don't, they reject you or get... Yeah. Sure do, bestie, sure do. Next, what is... actually, let's go with... You see yourself as less intelligent than the people you tend to interact with. No. I think it really depends on the topic, though. Everybody has their own knowledge of things. I like to think I'm well-spoken and eloquent for the most part, but that doesn't mean I'm good at math. You know, I feel like there's different types of intelligence, and that's such a broad category. And the people I tend to interact with like that, like, no. Or if we're talking about customers. Customers, though. You ever been a barista? You ever worked in a coffee shop? Customers will have you in a different plane of space. Like, it's crazy. So no. Being here, it's an odd question to ask, but how vigilant would you say you are? That others not take advantage? Very. I feel as though I'm pretty vigilant of that kind of stuff, to be honest. Especially as I've gotten more life experiences, a way of putting it. Yeah. Do you ever set up tests to see if others are truly on your side? What does that mean? Do I ever set up tests? No? I'm like really trying to think. Do no? I don't think I do. For this next question, allow me to be blunt. Do you waste a lot of time? Depends on the day. Yeah. Do you similarly ever wish you had more time? Yes. I can appreciate that. The value of time is not to be underestimated, you know. But on the other hand, a life lived joyfully is the definition of a life lived well, no? Agreed. In regards to your ability to achieve, do you ever feel inherently incompetent? No. I wouldn't say I feel incompetent. No. Now I assume you have friends, yes? Like 2. Or maybe you don't. Regardless, for the people you want as friends, would you say they are above you in some way? No. Not in like a bad way, in like I see like me and my friends and stuff as like on the same level. I don't think that they're above me or I'm above them. No. Do you allow others to decide what's best for you? No. Do you often feel disconnected from others? Yeah. Even from those closest to you. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. The failures in your life. How humiliating. How humiliating are they to me? So humiliating. Oh my god. Crazy. Do you ever feel like nothing you do is quite good enough? No. No. Upon death, if you could relive your own life without the memories you have now, how likely would you be to take the deal? Probably very likely. Not because I don't value the memories I have, but because, I'd love to put off death. If I could just, like, be brought back again. Yeah. If the path to your goal is, shall we say, not an easy one, do you tend to do something else instead? Not really. Like, I would say sometimes if I'm feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, I could have a distraction. But I wouldn't say that if I have a goal in mind, that I'm just going to give it up and do something else if it's hard, you know? So do you tend to do... No. I feel as though this next question could be unnecessary given the circumstances, but how anxious do you feel? So anxious in social situations. I know that feels contradictory because I say that I'm a little more extroverted, but that doesn't mean I don't feel anxious. So very. I see. Better to have asked than not, I suppose. Do you believe in multiple timelines? Do you? Oh, you caught me off guard there. Truth be told, I'll believe in anything if it suits my needs. Okay, that's kind of a slay answer. And you? I would not say so. It's sort of in the same vein as, like, spiritual, ghost, you know, stuff and whatever to me. I don't believe nor disbelieve it. I'm just like, I don't, but not in a vehement way. No. I'll keep that in mind. If I could prove to you that you're dreaming right now, would you want to wake up? Oh my god, yes. Are you kidding? That'll give me so much anxiety. Yes. You would. What do you think your waking life would be like, I wonder? That one's just for you to think about. Do you feel like you have no special talents that really count in life? I know this is also this is gonna sound contradictory too. Because I say that I think I have talent, but I don't know if I'd count my talent that I perceive I have as, like, special talents. Do I feel like I have no special talents? No. Because I think my talents count in my life if I enjoy them, you know? So, no. Do you have disdain for humanity? Yeah. Not a hard yeah, because there's obviously good people, but yeah. Farshi, you know, some could say it's rather odd that you should come to my tent all alone. Do you ever think about catastrophe and how it could get you if you're not on your guard? Huh? What? I'm what? What kind of catastrophe are we talking? How could get me? It's gonna get me, dude? I would not say so. I would... No, no. I can assure I'm too old to fear. Here, anyway. Secrets. I assume you have them? They are the lifeblood of many a city. But, do you have any secrets you'd not tell anyone, even the ones you love? That's so hard because I have a shitty memory. I have a shitty memory to begin with, so sometimes I'm like, do I? Do I have any secrets I'd not... I don't think so. Oops. I didn't really mean to do that, but I probably would have gone with that anyway. So, whoops. If you could rid the world of all crime, no matter the cost. No, what's the cost? Some crime is okay. You know what? You can quote me on that. Some crime is good. So I would not rid the world of all crime. No. No, perhaps too much that could go wrong, huh? The next question concerns your bonds with your fellow human. Generally, do you feel misunderstood by... I swear to God she asked me something just like this before. Yes. Noted. And we're done. Oh, really? I do believe that's all the question I had. Rather, I mean I have one final question. Let's see here. What is your favorite food? Would you say, of all the foods? This isn't... But I don't have any options. Yeah? Oh, I suppose you're right. I didn't give you any... That's what I'm saying! You didn't give me any options! Well, never mind then. It was just for fun, shall we say. It's always good to end on something fun. What about you? Hmm? Me? Oh, falafel, I guess. Good food. I literally ate that today. Ha! Anyway, thank you for your participation. Rest assured, with the power vested in me, I have succeeded to see you in a new light. It is, after all, what you came here for, yes? Answers? Very well. Allow me to tell you what I see. I see you as you are before me. We're sitting in a large concert hall. It is dimly lit, and the sounds of congregation echo throughout. There are figures standing all around where you sit, sharply dressed, talking amongst themselves, their faces cast in shadow. Plates of gold with appetizers are passed around. Desert plants. Can't read. Desert plants hang from their pots. Every so often, a hushed whisper and sideways glance is cast your way. Your clothes are much plainer than the others, but there is one particular feature that stands out. And that is... your horn. Hell yes. It sprouts messily from your head, twisting slightly off to one side, bogging one eye and pulling at your skull. From a sickly red at its base, skin bunches into tumorous lumps. Clearly, the others take some issue in your grotesque appearance, and maintain their appearance. Oh? Now you've gotten up, and are heading away from me. Your head is bowed, nervous, and you walk with a limp. None seem to necessarily take notice of you, though none bother to call you a monster either. You take a chair from a stack in the corner, and what are you doing with it? Ah, I see. You're setting up chairs and music stands for the musicians. How thoughtful. Helping with a party you cannot partake in. A soul like that is clearly easier on the eyes than plenty of the guests, I would presume. And that is what I see. A vision of exclusion, it would seem. Yes, a tyranny in which I am well versed and familiar. Ah, it almost makes me upset. Well, do you feel excluded from those of your kind? You certainly wouldn't be the first. A red horn. It would make for a good act, with a little work. But I shouldn't stray off topic. Seeing you here before me, nothing sticks out enough to warrant exclusion. Physically, at least. Perhaps you simply feel different, excludable in some way, shape, or form. Maybe someone told you, or made you feel that way long ago. But none of that matters anymore. Your life is in your own hands. Nowadays, perhaps you exaggerate your own differences and minimize your own similarities. When that happens, I can see how it would be easy to always look over your shoulder, stressing about your life and what others see in you. Struggling with the pressure of thinking you might never fit in. Maybe even to the point where you have a secret life. But there's an old song where I come from. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite. All are the same when you turn off the light. In darkness, what you tell yourself becomes what you are. And believe me, some of the clients I see are, well, the qualifiers for person worthy of company are far lower than you might think. If it's any comfort, I've had guests that were not nearly as polite as you, or as pleasant. Think on that, I suppose. Well, Felishka, are you satisfied with my insights tonight? Was there some truth, at least, to my reading of the present? I fully realize there might not be, in which case, I apologize for any inaccuracies. As I mentioned before, my experience in divining the present is limited. And in my vacation, it's difficult to obtain opportunities to expand my practice. The present is such a fluid thing for each person here. It humbles me. Though you know, where I come from, seeing others is almost considered a form of violence. So again, I thank you for giving me the chance to experiment. That was so menacing. Oh my god, my heart stopped. The eye contact and the slow experiment? Girl, I did not think you were scary at all before. Now I'm a little scared. Now I'm kind of nervous. At the very least, I hope you learned something about yourself. We deal in perspectives here, above all else. Please, feel free to visit again, and maybe we will both see something new. And of course, perhaps some other night, I can read your future, as I assume you wanted. My treat. But tonight, of all nights, I believe it's best you head home. Food for thought wrapped in hand. Do be careful, yes? Zanzar City is never quite as it seems at night. Well then. May you live forever, or long enough not to need it. Damn. You may now view alternate endings from the main menu? Thank you for playing. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, that's awesome. I love that feature, that it gives you the option to see all the different endings. Oh. So I got the exclusion ending. I wanted to save my thoughts for after I read it all, instead of, like, interrupting or something. I don't know. Was it accurate? Maybe in some parts. I don't necessarily... Like, my biggest fear... Maybe... Maybe it is. I was gonna say my biggest fear, honestly, is just, like, nobody ever liking me, and I'm just, like, alone by myself, and I don't have anyone to talk to. Like, nothing. So maybe exclusion is correct. Some of it, I mean, some of it definitely did feel correct to me. Some of it, maybe not so much, but, like, what can you do when you're me, and you have a hard time answering questions without a shit ton of context? But I don't necessarily want to see the other endings, because with games like this, I got my ending, you know? Like, I answered the questions honestly and with my first impressions and stuff, and I don't necessarily want to be swayed by anything. Like, the ending is the ending that I got, you know? And there's so many! How cool. But that was really cool. I love stuff like this. I love a good, like, personality quiz as a game. Really, really cool stuff. If you want to play it yourself, it is free, so you can get your own ending and see what you get. But that was really cool. Style of it's awesome. The art, the sounds, everything was just really cool. It's like exactly what I wanted right now. It was, you know, just thinking about questions and picking your answer. That's it. I just wanted something a little more less gameplay heavy, something more casual. This was really cool. I liked it a lot. Anyways, that is all I have for you this time. Like I said, this game is free. I will link it down below in my description if you would like to play it yourself. Go download it. Why not? Costs you no money. All of my socials will also be down in the description if you want to follow me on anything else. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Share it with everybody and everybody if you so choose. And in the meantime, before next time, go take some other little personality quizzes just for fun. Why not? Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you to subscribe. I usually say that first. Whatever. You want to subscribe? Maybe. If you watch this whole thing and, like, listen to me answer all those questions and stuff this whole time and are not subscribed, that's, like, a lot. There was a lot of Magnus lore and thoughts. And if you don't like me enough to subscribe at this point, I'm sorry to say you just wasted your time. Sorry. That's the truth. But no, if you want to subscribe, please do. It would mean a lot, especially if you did make it this far. That'd be really cool. I play plenty of games, so if you have any stuff that you want me to play, leave it down in the comments. I love hearing suggestions, and I will probably play them. That was it, though. That was the last thing. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll just see you on the next one. Bye-bye.